Ah, there you are. Finally. Let's see here. Oxygen not included. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little run. I've been doing a little bit of work since last time. And we're gonna have a look at the power. It's quite intricate. So I want to show that off, you know. Got it working. That's cool. It's been a hot couple of days though. So I've been just working in the yard. It's probably going to be a long one because I don't have a time frame on this. And XSplit Broadcaster is a little bit wonky these days. Right now we're just updating Steam. Verifying installation and bring me in. So yeah, we're gonna go over the power. I got the geisha running. Oh, the water. That's intricate too. I discovered how to regulate the water flow and oxygen, because the water supply has valves. I put valves on it. So instead of doing 10,000 kilograms per second, I think it is. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's kilograms or whatever. Grams per second. But I reduced that to 500 in most places, and that slows the flow. So the oxygenator, which makes 888 oxygen per second, that is halved because it uses 1,000 water. We only got 500, so that is half. So that is running at 444 per second. The end of the day report though, that shows kilograms per day, so that's not so cool. But let's see, last time we were at number 5, so let's load that up, have a little peek, and do a little bit of recapping. So that's the plumbing. The electricity is also a little bit weirdly set up. Let's see here. So what we're doing here, got this power hook up, and I'm gonna have a little look here. See, it's all just connected to the same thing. Everything is hooked up here, really. And this has power from that too, but that is taken through the power transformer. Now, setup here is, yeah, this is correct, because this has a threshold. Set that to 5%. When that hits 5%, they're gonna fill it up again with coal. So this registers whatever is on the line, which means all the batteries that are hooked up right here. Right? So through the transformer, that hooks up to this one, and then it goes down and hooks up to this one. So these will always be full because they're constantly drawing from the transformer, and that takes its power from these. And that is not ideal. We'll look at that on the next save. Plumbing wise, we're good. Let's see, plumbing. Yep, we didn't filter this because this is pure water anyway. So we don't need the water sieve, so we're researching something else now. And here's the valves I was talking about. Set that down to 500. That will reduce the flow. Right, you see it's pretty stagnant right now. And that gives it time to cool off with these Wheatsworths, so it won't heat up too much. And then I got a drip on this, which is 50 grams per second, and that is just filling up this. But 50 grams is not enough, so I had to boost that to 150, 200. And that is holding, barely. We'll see that on the next save, and we're just going to skip ahead to that. So let's load up number 6. And my yard work is basically, I bought a couple of planks and I'm making a little fence. I'm gonna close off my lawn a little bit. Alright, now let's see at the power here. This is still the same setup. Okay. Which means everything here is hooked up to this, so this is not right yet. Now we got power, like we said, going through the transformer and into this, and we've also hooked up a couple of batteries down here, and this is going to hook up to this gas pump, and that with the electrolyzer, that's what it's called. An electrolyzer converts water into oxygen, so we need 1 kilo or 1,000 grams per second of water and 120 watts. That produces oxygen 888, hydrogen 112, so that is a full 1,000. We're going to reduce the flow up here with this one, set that to 500. Let's look at the piping. Right, the piping comes here, and that is, see the valve is 500, that's here, so we've cut enough before that. So this is drawing 500 too, which means this thing has to pump 1 kilo per second. So it's flowing, but it's not flowing at full capacity. So we got time to change the temperatures on it when we're going to have isolated. Well, that would be gas, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'm going to isolate the gas once we get that technology. Got a little pump up here in reserve. We're going to hook that up to a switch. So that is not in yet. Let's see here. So this produces oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen and oxygen is going to get pumped out of here. Also, we're leaving these doors kind of open. We're going to change the tiles here to airflow tiles. So the carbon will be seeping in here, and we also got some critters, some hatchlings down here eventually. So the carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen is going to go into the piping. Where would the piping be? Ventilation overlay. So that pumps out from here. It pumps it all the way back into here. So we need to isolate this part here so it doesn't heat up too much. And then we're going to filter out through this one. The hydrogen is filtered out here into this. And then the leftovers go into this one. And then the carbon is going to filter it here. If we have polluted, that's going to go in here as well. So that's a little bit iffy, but we don't have too much polluted oxygen, so it should be fine. The oxygen is then filtered out and goes into this pipe here, and that just fills up the base. And this works extremely well. I mean, it's overwhelming how quickly this fills up with breathable gas. Pressure just goes right to 1060, even though this is at half capacity. Speaking of half capacity, let's look at the ventilation here. Because this gas pump, 240 watts, this pumps out 500 grams per second, and this produces, the electrolyzer is producing 1,000. So half of that is pumped up. So we need 2 pumps if we're going to get it all out. So regulating the flow of water into the electrolyzer halves it, which means we only need 1 pump. Now eventually we're going to get polymer, and we're going to reduce these pumps into smaller pumps, which is going to use less power, and that's going to be very nice. Let's move on a little bit, shall we? NeXuS save, load that. This is where we are at the moment. Now these larvas, they're thriving. And we got eggs, they're making eggs, and we got 6 of them now, I think. So we're getting some oil. I gotta run through this, but I'm going to show you first. So let's get back to the power, because we've changed it. Now it's more efficient. You've got 2 treadmills here. So these guys will be running constantly. If the power on the batteries goes below 75%, they're going to start running. So we need 2 runners at all times. One of these produces 400, so we've got 800 coming in, and that is enough. As you can see here, we got rid of the coal generator. We don't need it anymore. So that power they're producing there, it's going into the lights here, it's going into the transformer and the batteries. So we got 3 batteries here that they're charging. Right? You can see it charging right here, and when that hits full, at the same time, the power is going through the transformer and into this battery setup here, along with everything else on the line, which is this one and these 2 down here. But the neat thing is, these batteries will continuously drain through the night when they're not running on the treadmills. So 3 of these is enough to supply these, or supply the transformer, which supplies the batteries, throughout the night. So in the morning, these are fully charged, and everything is running through the night. So it's very sweet. I love it. Which means everything is running constantly. Let's have a look at the piping. Piping is going up here. It's coming out through the showers. A return valve right into the dump here. And the other one is going down here into the oxygen. With a little bit of cut off here. So we set that to 480, because we don't want to fill up this with too much gas. So we're having a little bit of a shortage, but it's fine. It just means we'll be sucking in a little bit more carbon, because the pressure will. It's only producing 480, right? So the pressure will be gone, since we're pumping at 500, which is 20 more, so we can fit in 20 carbon in here, which will also be pumped out, which is needed for the larva. So this should, in theory, constantly be pumping out a little bit of carbon. This hydrogen is just hooked up here, so we get a little bit of extra power on the main battery setup. So whatever hydrogen we get. Let's see here, ventilation, where are you at? There you are. So, not much carbon in this wire. This carbon is flowing slow. But we've got the airflow tiles here, so it should come down eventually. The airflow tiles here. So a little bit of carbon should be seeping in. But I don't know how much carbon the duplicants actually use. If we speed this up a little bit, we should be seeing a little bit of carbon. Maybe it needs to catch up a little bit. Yeah, it probably needs to run a couple of cycles before the carbon is in there. It's all oxygen right now. But eventually we'll have a little bit of carbon on the floor. So that is mainly that. As you can see, we're getting a bit of oil here. We got 5 kilos per, I don't know, 12 tiles or something. 14, 16, I don't know. So we're getting a little bit of oil, which means we just need the research. And we should be working on that. Actually, we're doing ranching right now. Natural gas, oil refinery, and petroleum generator. Once the petroleum generator, that we could squeeze that in here. But I'd rather have the polymer press. These batteries are heating up the place quite nicely. This should be dormant right now. Yeah, it's dormant. But it's still hot in here, so 50 degrees or so. So this is very nice. The air, and the hot air, is supposedly supposed to go up, but this is all green here, so it's not very hot. There's more heat in here, but that's because of the piping. Now, if I make these pipes reactive, maybe that'll cool things off. We're gonna have to get another wheeze worth in here. We're gonna see if we can get that in here. No, I didn't get it on this one. I'm gonna have to load up a couple times and see if we can get it. So yeah, that's what I'm using this area for. I got to get the critter feed in here for the bufflets, and then they'll produce a little bit of slime, which we can refine in here, and that'll give us a little bit more algae, hopefully. I think slime produces polluted water, and this doesn't need to be in here, it needs to be in there. Yeah, we got 400. Yeah. So that is giving off polluted oxygen. That needs to be in here with the airflow tile in there. So I'm gonna have to expand this, which means we need to deconstruct these and add on a little bit of a thing like that. That should do it. Just cut it off there. We can't get to it though. That's. Yeah. Might have to put a door in here or something. Anyway, I'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, that's the recap. We're on cycle 90. Not much going on now, really. If we need more power, we can always just use the second pump here for hydrogen, and that should fill this quite nicely. But it's running on treadmills mainly, so not a problem. Yeah. But carbon is a commodity that we don't have too much of, which is a little bit of a concern for me. I don't know how to make more. I mean, there is the power. This doesn't produce much carbon at all. See, 20 grams per second. But we can't run in that constantly. Well, natural gas. Is that going to give us power? Let's see here. Which one of these effers is natural gas? Possibly this one. So that looks like that. That's going to give us water, polluted water, and does it give us carbon? Carbon dioxide and polluted water. Yes, it says right there. So, bingo, bragging, bango. That is what we need next to produce carbon in here. So the natural gas is going to go right there. Sweet. Now, water. The thing of it is, though, this water is too hot. It needs to cool down. Maybe I need to run it a couple more cycles in here before I let it out or something like that. Running it through here, because it comes out at 60, 70 degrees, so going through here it's just 50 degrees, so it's going to cool off a tiny little bit. So that is fine. But going through here it needs to cool down to 20 degrees so that we don't heat up the entire base. It's slow moving and that helps. That helps a lot. But still, it will heat up wherever the pipe goes. Just this section right here. And this. And also down here. So I'm gonna have to get some NeXuS along the way. Got one down here. We could maybe move it up a little bit, but it's not that important. In any case, we need more NeXuS. Yeah. Right, so transition time. I'll see you when the research done, I guess. 20 cycles. Everybody's going to bed. There's Hades and Balder. So we only have 6 duplicates. Now most of these are diver's lungs. Where would we figure that? Let's see, skills. Bio. Let's see. So this one's normal. So that is 100. That is 75, 175 then. 250. Bubbles. Give me bubbles. 325. We're missing 2. 300, 400. And okay, 500 oxygen. That is what we're using. Not using much water on this. 500 oxygen every turn is what we need. To make 500 we need a little bit more water than half of it, because this uses produces 888 on full. Right, let's see, oxygen 888. So we're running that at half capacity, a little less, so that'll be 444, so 430, which means we're missing 70 oxygen. And we've shut this off, but the air pressure here is super, all over the place. It's 1.5 everywhere. So, for now, that is just running fine. Which is a little bit weird, because we're missing 70 grams per second. So we might have to switch that up a little bit later on. We'll see. Maybe we'll have to run this a little bit. Nobody is doing this. I'm going to set that to 7. I got the slime running in there, so that turned out like that. There's a bunch of slime down here now. So that's going to be transferred in there. We got hatchlings incubating down here. And we get some coal. So we get the critter feeder there that gives coal there. I'm not sure if coal oxidizes and gives off carbon. I don't think so. What else did I do here? Oh yeah, pipe. I run this a couple more cycles. So hopefully that'll cool it off a little bit more. I did the same thing down here. Just goes around here. So that'll cool off once we get the wort seed in there. So that should be good, which means the water coming into this should be, well, hopefully not more than 40. Maybe we can get it down to 30, which means the oxygen is going to be 40. So, well, it is 40 now, so maybe we can lower it. It's 43 down here. Yeah. So the air pumped out is 40 degrees, which heats up the whole place. There's ventilation. And that goes through here. I'm gonna have to isolate it in there so it doesn't pick up any more heat, and then we can stop the isolation there. That should be good. That'll cool this off a tiny bit though. We can deconstruct this little thing. But not much. The batteries here are working beautifully. Almost at 60 degrees now. It's really hot. Even though this is dormant. Yeah, so that's the setup so far. In here, I'm going to get the gas flowing. Natural gas, that goes up, I think. But then I don't really know. In any case, that natural gas has to be transported all the way down here. So we're going to use the fire pole coming down here, and it's going to be visible. It's going to go in here. We could run it down here. We could run it up here. Down here would be away from everybody a bit more. So we might change this. Put that up in the ceiling here, and then run that in the ground, so we can just come down here and into the machine. If we run that through the ladder, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, so we're better off putting the oxygen up here. I can deconstruct these. That's going to have to go in there. Alright, so that's going to go in here. That's going past the Easeworth. So that is fine. We're going to transport this over here. Do it like that, and then up again and out. And we're going to run this line. Here. And straight up. At least until there. And then we gotta fix the power, but we can wait with that. It's gonna probably just go into this grid. Natural gas is gonna power this grid as well. Lessening the need for these guys and increasing the carbon. Yeah. So this sets the voltage as 1000, which means that this will not be strained no matter what. So the power has to come in there. Yeah. But if everybody's running, that means we got the natural gas plus these, which is over 1000. So that might cause problems. I don't know if the power generation has to be less than 1000. Probably it does. Back to ventilation. We need to get rid of some of these. We're going to deconstruct that, bumpity bumpity bump, that one, and this one. That should do it. And back to ventilation, gas pipes. We are priority 7 here, so this should go pretty quickly unless, they want to go to sleep. Let's have a look at the batteries here while it's night. So these didn't get fully charged. And they're out, which means these are going to start draining, but it's already morning. And they're running again? Yeah. So, we're groovy, we're grand, we're awesome. Getting the natural gas in there, can probably get rid of one of these guys again. Right, back to ventilation. Right, this piping is going to go over here, it's going to go over there, and there. I'm going to have to deconstruct this and make a bridge. Oxygen, ventilation. Gas bridge. And it's going to be that way. Somebody please destroy that thing. No? There we go. Okay, got a new that is going to go down there, go down here, and then it's going to go down here. So we can destroy these. But I have to get rid of the oxygen first, so we need a little vent here before we kick it into gear. I can just put that there, really. I'm going to vent that into there. Actually, that needs to be there, because there's already oxygen in there. So ventilation goes there, and then it's going to push it out there. Should cancel out for now. And that is good. This will get cooled down a little bit on the way. Very nice. Because this air goes in everywhere. It's 24 degrees here, 24. Out. Goody, goody, goody. Well, let's get the portal and dig this out. Yeah, sweet. Nope. Alright, got another Weesworth. So, we're making a little bit more piping in here. Gonna go this for another spin around the block. And then we're gonna have to get some pipes going here and on down. So that should cool it down pretty nicely. Now this is supposedly going 2 out of here, so we could give it another spin here just for the heck of it. Deconstruct 7 priority. Like so. And then wait, we need thermally reactive here. Thermally reactive. That would be a better idea. Right, let's do the whole thing again. Yep. This is 7 priority, so that should get destroyed pretty darn quick. Unless, of course, we're going into night mode. Yep, that's going to be thermally reactive. Goody goody. Come on, boys and girls. There you go. Gonna have to mop these liquids. Yeah, let's just mop them. That's fine. Alright, piping is in, and so is research. Sweet. And we're going to 7 these, and they're going to be thermally reactive. So we've got 800 of this sedimentary rock, so it's going to have to be obsidian. Don't have too much of that. Hope we got enough though. So 1 and 2. Right? Switch back to there so we don't accidentally use more. That is pretty darn cool. Pun intended. Research. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? We got the critters. Now we need the combustion. Natural gas. Right, let's have a little look here at the critter feeder. I took that away, there we go. Critter drop off, fish feed, critter feeder. That is gonna have to go in there. That is a 7. Now, I think we can, what's this? Sharing station, grooming station. Ooh, that'd be nice. We can plonk that in there, make a little mesh tile here, and put up a ladder. Put up a ladder. Right there. It's a small little enclosure, but I'm sure it'll be good. So this gives polluted oxygen that's going to seep through here. And these guys are going to give us a slime. I don't need a sharing station. Right. Let's lay back and have a little look at that. Now we don't have a rancher, so we're going to have to work on that. Now, what are they creating? Yeah, we got a room. Cool. Stable. Grooming station, minimum size 12, maximum size 96. Sweet dude. Friggity awesome. Now, this little thing. Abyss bug. See, you can just set the bugs. This is a puff. Which means... Oh, you're friggin' me. I can't do puffs. Should be under P. RS V. HRSV. Hatch, hatch, bug, bug, bug. Hatch, nymph, hatch, hatchling. Bug, nymph, pup. Bug, 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 nymph. Which means this is not the right thing. Fish feeder, creator feeder, fish feeder, fish release, okay. Critter drop off, releases trap critters back to the world. But yeah, these are going to suck polluted, so that's hopefully going to come from there. But we picked up everything here, so they're going to suck that and then they're going to get in there. Okay, but we can deconstruct that. You need a colony lax critter wrenching skill. Yeah, we need that. So we got a skill here. This is the electrical. So he's operating, he's running the treadmill and stuff. He could do it. He could do it. Critter wrenching will be right there. But you are tidying up and running supplies, so you would be better. But I'm sure somebody's got a heart for these guys. Right? Nope. So we're gonna go with, what's your name? Tal. Alright. That's suitable. Right. So, what do you want to do? Care? Arts? We don't have any artsy-fartsy stuff. You are an engineer, so you operate. You need speed, but you can't get that. Cannot master. Wait, this is athletics, so I'm doing the wrong thing here. We need to work you there, so that you can run faster. You also operate heavy machinery. That's gonna carry. No. You don't need any carry or anything. Could use a bit of farming though. Arts. Basically anything but dig and build. We're gonna hope that you can do that, but it says cannot master. I guess we need to work our way, right? Hope so. And yeah. It's a slow process, dude. Now you got the eggs in there and you're empty. Goody goody. Right, how's my guess coming along? You're not doing much. Skill points earned. this time. Well, that's our digger. We went there to get the athletics. You love to farm, but I could get that in right there. Kinda need it. Near the digger though. So I don't want to occupy you. Really don't. Could set you to operate. Need to do something. Ah, you're a part-time rancher. That changes this up. Alright, grooming station, priority 5. Yeah, if you got the time, you can run in here and do some stuff. If you got the time. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Running back and forth through here and getting trapped, releasing these guys from the gates. That's not good. But this is a green room now, which means I think they're going to stay in there. They're not going to venture out too much. I hope so. Because if they venture out, they're gone. Yeah. Yes. Okay, farming station would be nice here. Okay. Right, we are digging into the natural gas. There, you see it? Transition of the thing is a little bit wonky. So the gas is slowly going down here, which means it is heavier than oxygen. That's not ideal. So it's going to be messing at the bottom, but chlorine is already at the bottom, so that is later. So we're going to have to build a pump up here somewhere. It's going to fill up with oxygen. Now the pump needs to be at the same height as this, so that the pressure is taken away from here. That way we'll get more gas. 150 Celsius though, so we can't be too close. Suffocating. That'll be you. Well, shit. I'm gonna have to put a miner on that. There you go. Gotta keep an eye on them. So, we're getting some natural gas down here. It's going to be flowing all the way down. Which means eventually it'll come down here. And get pumped in here. And I think this natural gas generator, oil refinery. Yeah, converts crude oil into petroleum and natural gas. So that would be a good thing to have up here. Because we don't want it down here, that's for sure. This doesn't give us anything. Petroleum, if I put that in a tank, I don't think it's gonna give off natural gas. Well, we need a deposit down here for the petroleum anyway. But we're gonna be running that straight into the polymer press. It's gonna be a lot of heat up here as well. But these guys are having fun. That's good. Right, most of the chlorine is at the bottom there, so that shouldn't bother us too much. This geisha may produce more though. So we might have to get a filter and a scrubber. That is for later, one thing at a time, man. But now you're just doing that, and I need to go check this again. Let's see about. Let's see what we get. Nope, none of these. Order up. Okay, we got some copper ore. Because I seem to be out of that. Oh no. It didn't register because I loaded the game and then the numbers didn't show up. So I thought it was empty, but I'm not. We had 16 tons, now we got 18. We gotta fix that. Anyway. Gimps pump. We're gonna be up here. And mesh tiles. Give or take. I think I'm gonna see if I can get something better out of the printer though. Natural gas generator freezes carbon, right? Which one did what? That's the problem. Research that soon enough. Natural gas produced carbon dioxide and polluted water. Polluted water. And that's gonna have to go all the way down here. I don't think we can squeeze more pipes in here, so it's gotta go this way. Which means we're gonna have to run it through here. So we need a pipe coming down here and then through the walls here. That's not gonna be pretty. Down here, like that, and then down the ladder. Then it's gonna have to go in here and we're gonna have to get natural gas in there. Yeah. And the carbon will just have to overflow and then there and down there again. Because we can't have the runoff in there. Because the natural gas does not have a pipe outline, it just releases the water. But it's really hot in here, so I think I'm done for now. So thanks for watching. If you watched the whole thing, please leave a like, and bye-bye.